Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of the Dramatic Dream Dragons podcast here on the 5-Star Network. We are, as always, a podcast all about DDT and Dragon Gate Pro Wrestling, and I am, as always, your host, Sondre Björn. And with me today, I have all three of the Dramatic Dream Dragons. We have Dylan, and we have Yannik. And Yannik is in Japan, in his hotel room, on his iPad. How are you doing, Yannik?
I'm great. Sondre, I'm here on my iPad talking into it. So I sound different than usual, I was told, but, it's fine. You'll understand me. You'll get my hot takes. So all is fine.
Yeah. And hi, Dylan.
Well, first of all, it's great to have you, Yannik. We missed you on the last week's episode. A lot of fun doing the Kobe World review.
It was good.
Thank you for that. Obviously, you have your own expertise. We'll get into being there live that we can't have. We can't have the same perspectives. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but you have a different perspective. Just like on the DDT show you did with Sondre as well. Got the big preview up, talking about all kinds of stuff in the promotion. A big guide for everybody out there that they should listen to. Much like the one we did for Dragon Gate last month as well. So.
Yeah,
lots of interesting things going down.
Really hope everyone listening have checked out the DDT guide me and Yannik did before we both left for vacation earlier, like last month. It was pre-recorded like in early, like mid-June, and it came out now because we're closer to Peter Pan now. But yeah, that's a pretty cool guide that should inform you about DDT and all you need to know about DDT, and like it. We had a lot of fun recording it, so I hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. And that is not the only DDT bonus episode we're gonna drop between now and Peter Pan. There is another one coming, so look forward to that.
Yeah, stay tuned. I listened back to the guide. I think you can hear how much fun we had recording, and the feedback I got so far is really good. Man, am I excited for the other special to drop.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's not talk about that, though, because we're going to talk all about Dragon Gate today. We're going to review the the Dragon Gate Korakuen King of Gate show, the opening night. And but first, we are going to hear Yannick's takes on Kobe World as a live viewer. How did Kobe World feel like in the crowd?
Now, you have to imagine, I landed in Osaka like 20 hours before the show started. And it was my first time in Japan. Well, it still is. I wasn't like culture shocked. I kind of immersed in Japanese media before I knew what to expect, and this are holidays. Like, I'm not living here. I'm not trying to do paperwork or anything. I'm just here to enjoy it. So you come on here, and I got my ticket through Ho and that was really easy. If you ever plan to go to Dragon Gate, just message him. He'll reserve you a ticket, and then you just go to the counter. You just, if you don't speak Japanese, just say ho and your own name, and then they'll go and find the little envelope with your ticket in it. You pay then, and you get in. And he got me for Kobe World, and especially for the Korakuen, he got me amazing tickets.
Yeah. Both your seats for both shows look pretty great. So.
Yeah.
How did you feel the crowd was during Kobe World?
The crowd during both shows were different. It felt a bit more subdued in Kobe World, but that's just because like the venue is huge.
Yeah.
And we start off with with the dark matches, not everybody was in their place. And like the first 6 men, this has to be like the worst match Dragon Gate can put on.
Dark match?
Yeah, like Problem Dragon Shachi and Takashi Yoshida versus Genki, Ho Ho, and Punch is. I mean, that's a terrible match.
Yeah.
But like the second match with Yo Kai and then versus Junior and Tanaka, Hyo is over. People like Kai and Mochi is over. Mochi Junior. So it got going there, but this was a total nothing match, and you haven't missed anything. But then it was like an always rising atmosphere. I think people were a little bit irritated that the matches were so short in the beginning.
That was because of the cage match.
Yeah, of course it was. I think they should have just like extended the show for like an hour, do a second intermission.
Yeah.
And give this time the stuff a little more time, because like the opener is under 3 minutes. What is this? Because these 2 minutes and 46 seconds were great. I really got like Karate Day 3 vibes, for anybody that can like can use these pointers. This was awesome, and like Ishin versus Jason Lee, I want to talk a little bit about that, because it was a total Ishin match, and that maybe hold it back a bit. I liked it. I thought it was really good. Man, Jason Lee. Cameras don't do this guy justice. Jason Lee is so damn good. He's so crisp. Everything he does just fits. If you could just stop slapping his thigh on the elbows, that would be great. But Jason is so good. I really have no words for it.
Yeah. How did you feel? Yeah, just continue.
Yeah, no, ask a question, please.
How did you feel the Ishin win came off for the live crowd?
I think people were surprised.
Yeah.
But frankly, they don't really care about Bravegate.
Yeah, there was like they were pretty like not caring about that match.
Yeah. I mean, it's a title match in the second spot of the night. What is this? The
Bravegate always gets that spot.
Yeah, but it also shows that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Jason is over though. Like, people like him. And of course, you've heard it before. There are mostly women in this audience.
Yeah.
And like with other guys, maybe you hear like the men shouting their names, but like Jason was all girls, all women.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The next match, I heard from people that it was disappointing, and I get that for 6 minutes. Keno and Mochi versus Don Fuji and Shuji Kondo. Man, I love this match. Not because it was good, but I had legit goosebumps when the mosh pit hit and Keno came out. Like, that's like the biggest star I feel I saw.
I first of all, I let this slide last week, but I think we need to come together. I need to set the record straight on this. Broken-hearted Mosh. Now we have to get the name right for the Garlic Boys song, Kiddo's theme song right now.
Whatever. Yeah, the match may be a letdown, but being there live in the crowd, I was in love with this.
Yeah, that makes sense. How do you feel the Shingo and Konomawa Ishikawa match was?
Oh man, this is segment of the year. Like, I wouldn't call this a match. because it's like
Yeah.
2 and all. This was perfect. This was literal perfection. You can't do better than that.
5-star no notes.
Yeah, totally. Oh, this.
Yeah.
I think what would have been funny because we were expecting Shingo to come out, right?
Yeah.
But first it was Punch in the singlet. And then
Yeah.
the music started over and then Shingo came out. Wouldn't it have been amazing if they reversed it? If Shingo came out, music started over, and Punch came out.
Well, then maybe Konomawa would have won.
No, Punch is a superstar. We talk about it later.
True. He has to be protected now.
Yeah, no. 5-star, no notes. Watch this. Konoma Maichikawa is awesome. And yeah, Shingo is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Certainly 2 years ago, but even still, 2 years ago I would say he was the best. Now he has some competition, but yeah.
He's gonna have a strong G1. Look out for it.
I'm not gonna watch it.
No,
That's
I'm
way
saying
too much
to the
wrestling.
audience. The Open the Twin Gate title match. How did you feel MK was as champions going into that match for the crowd? Because we know they are over in Tokyo. They are. I'm gonna talk about it when we talk about the Mochizuki Pro Dirt show later. But...
I thought both teams were over.
Okay, nice.
Man, Gold Class is over to a ridiculous amount, especially in Tokyo, but here too. I thought the match was quite a bit disappointing, though.
We said on the review last week that it's the weakest Susumu and Kanda.
Yeah, probably. It wasn't bad by any means, but it was just like standard.
Yeah,
I'm very happy that the original duo defended, though.
Yeah, that's really cool. They are now, as we'll talk about soon later, they have 2 successful defenses now. How did Hiromu and Yamato feel like for you?
I don't remember anything. As I wrote to you, and I think you mentioned, jet lag hit then, and because from Switzerland to Japan, it's 7 hours in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I was really tired during this and the next match. I remember that both were over to a ridiculous amount, and that was kind of what carried this match. I don't think it was great by any means, but
I think
talking about the triangle game,
everyone universally agrees that Hiromu and Yamato under-delivered on what they could have done. Like, they could have done so much more than they
did. They under-deliver? This is not a pairing I think of as a dream match.
Yeah.
Like what I've seen of Hiromu this year is just not to any great standard.
Oh, you're wrong about that. Hiromu has had a great year.
I think that's a very, very outside opinion. If you look at his year, he's been one of the best. Like, you can argue he's one of the best workers.
Man, in every match. Well, first of all the matches I saw of his title reign in New Japan, I thought they weren't as great as they were made out to be, and I always thought the contender was the better wrestler in the match. Of the ones I saw.
Yeah, know, I think that him and Rush would have to be at the top of the list. For his matches, him and Amakasa was a really good match. Not that long, but still. This match,
Dylan
though,
might not like it, but the Sonata match was really great.
I haven't seen that.
That match was pretty good, and he was way better than Sonata in that match. Like, the crowd was... It's funny, because, the crowd always rode with his opponents, dating back to the very start of the year. With Watto at the Dome. But in the Sonata match, the crowd actually rallied behind Hiromu. for once. So that was kind of interesting, and he worked good. Here, I do think that there is an element of when I was watching, I wondered if he was like, this wasn't a big match to him, like it being a Dragon Gate. Like I didn't get the sense that he was putting his all to have a great match.
Yeah, that might be, but I still thought he wanted to do this match.
How did the crowd treat Hiromu?
There were a few, like, Hiromu was a draw. There were a few people there with like LHJ merch and all.
Yeah.
And man, Dragon Gate loves Yamato. What can I tell you?
What?
Dragon Gate loves Yamato.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was one of their most featured stars for a decade, so he should be pretty over. How did the Triangle Gate work? I know you were very jet lagged during it. But...
Yeah, to be honest with you, I need to rewatch it. I don't remember a bit of this.
Yeah, because that's like the third best match on the show, and Dylan said even the second.
Yeah, it was better than the Dream Gate to me, but
yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
I can't say anything to this because I just don't remember it. But then the Dream Gate, I was a bit more awake then.
Yeah,
and like the start, if I'm watching live, I have a really trouble to gauge the time passing. Like because on the Korakuen, like the main event was like what 11 minutes.
Yeah,
you could have told me it was 20. I would have believed you. You know.
I was shocked when that. We'll talk about that later. I was shocked when that. Like,
I just can't gauge time in any way.
Yeah.
And like the beginning, I was starting to wake up, but there was this clear flip switched, and then I was, oh yeah, this is great. But I still think like the start of the match kind of pulls it under a bit.
Okay, yeah.
I can
see that. I just think that the last like 50 minutes of that match was so paced so perfectly that
and like the battle hook to the lariat, the lariat to the battle hook, that was amazing.
Yeah. How did both guys feel like?
These two hit so hard.
Oh yeah,
and you like was sitting quite far away, but I could hear everything, like the impact. And I always said that what I like about Yoshioka is like the impact he has in his wrestling. Yeah.
That whole match feels like a part one to a greater thing.
Yes.
Like they have a much better one in them with a like proper story and proper rivalry.
I definitely agree with that.
Both are over. Yuki more than Kikuta.
Oh, interesting.
There were more Yoshioka chants. Do you think they did enough with the cards they were dealt? Because a lot of people said, yeah, like there is no story to this. The match must be amazing to like make up for it. What is your stance on this?
I thought they made up for it because I really liked the match, but
because a lot of people say they don't. Well, they didn't.
I don't think you could say they did. I mean, this has a 7.43 rating on Cage Match, and they needed more like a 9 to make up for the bad, the bad build.
Yeah, I think the 7.4 is or 7.5 is kind of the area I'd put it to.
Yeah, me too. That's about where I'd have it. Like if I were to grade it on Cage Match, it would be like a 7, maybe an 8 if I got right into it.
Yeah.
They needed more like a 9 or a 10.
Yeah.
And to me, the good thing is the main event blew it away so much that it was always going to come up short.
Yeah. For sure. And that's how did the main event feel as a live in the crowd?
Yeah, first of all, there was an intermission after this, and I was so happy to get that.
Yeah.
got
I was
some.
also happy that intermission happened because you got something for me.
Yeah, I got some fresh air, some heat. When July in Japan is brutal.
Yeah.
But I was away, talked a bit to Jay, talked a bit to Ho Ho. And then 20 minutes later, the match got on. And man, what can I say? This is
Yeah.
perfection is a really strong word. And like wrestling wise, it was really good.
Yeah.
But this is a story match, and I think they hit all the story beats.
Let's go over the participants first. Like, well, Ultimo, how did the crowd feel about Ultimo?
Ultimo is the most over guy in this company.
Yeah. That doesn't really shock me.
Ultimo is crazy, and like he plays the crowd like a fiddle.
Yeah.
He doesn't do shit until like the crowd is really clapping, and like he tells them.
I think that was an underrated part of this show being so successful was that him putting up the mask, even though we all knew that he wasn't going to lose it. I think that was a big part of the draw of this show to a lot of people.
Totally, and it made sense. It made sense that they got him out first.
Yeah,
but there was still some suspense. But yeah, because like it was clear he put it up, but they got him out early because everybody knew he isn't gonna lose. I thought that was done really well. And after he was gone, having Dragon Kid leave next makes sense too, because with Ultimo gone, he has nothing to do in this match.
Yeah. And the hug, I don't know if you saw the hug on live, because their hug was like on the opposite side of the ring compared to you, but the hug was so like great. It was so awesome because like when Dragon Kid came out, like came to the floor, he went over to Ultimo and they both like had a really good hug, and I was
That's
really happy
nice.
about that.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. No, I didn't think you catch that because that was
that's
like
too
on
bad.
the
That was
opposite side
awesome.
of- yeah. How did Strong Machine J feel like for the crowd during that, like when it was dominated by Diamante and Shun?
I mean, afterwards it was brutal.
Yeah, I mean we said it on the review last week that after Ultimo and Dragon Kid had gotten out, this match got so like personal and
yeah,
really
totally.
brutal.
And at that point, I was wearing a SMJ shirt that I bought in intermission. First of all, because the shirt is amazing, but also because I was sitting in kind of a breeze and I was really cold before the intermission. But yeah, having him go out next really made sense.
Yeah.
You could have done like him and Diamante lost, or him and Shun lost, if he was to lose. But this was just a brutal continuation of SMJ versus Shun, and it was great. I mean, they destroyed him, like literally. At this point, we don't know if he can do the match on the 15th for King of Gate.
14th. But yeah.
14th? Okay. Yeah, we don't know if he'll be able to make that. It will be like a day of the match decision.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but it is what it is. And then afterward, like when he escaped, man, the crowd ate it up.
Yeah, the pop when he escaped was really loud on screen, and I believe it was like to
Yeah.
the audience as well.
And then it was, they made up, they opened a new story line with Diamante and Shun then, and man, the crowd was there for it.
Yeah, when Shun flipped the switch, the crowd like instantly bought it, right? They were like,
I mean, everybody expected it,
yeah,
but that's fine. Like, sometimes you have to deliver on this, and yeah, it was amazing. I thought tying Diamante's mask to the ropes was a really great idea. Because I was like, can he open the knot? Can he? And he just couldn't.
Yeah.
And it was perfect for his character, like Shun. And I threw a lot of roses at his feet last week. But I think another point is like the way they set it up. It was basically like, if you want to escape from this, you'll have to remove your mask anyway. Like that. The only way to save yourself is to lose. Like either way, you're going to lose. Like no matter what you do, it's like a hopeless. And the way he basked in that hopelessness was so sadistic and evil and perfect for Shun.
Shun standing on top of the cage before taking his mask off the pedestal. Such a unique visual, such a awesome visual.
Yeah.
Worth mentioning that it's worth watching when you get the chance as well, because Jay was awesome on commentary. Like he made that when he turned on Diamante, he made it with an amazing call. One of the best of the whole year, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need to rewatch this match just because it was so good. Like I remember so much of it. Often I forgot wrestling relatively quick. I didn't hear.
Yeah.
Also, man, can we talk about this? Was a little bit earlier in the match. It was to SMJ, but can we talk about that moonsault? Was it to SMJ or was it to? I don't know.
It was Shun to to Diamante.
Okay. Man, what a moonsault! Like everybody went crazy for that.
Yeah, I mean, that was an awesome moonsault, and I was like, when he did it, I was like, that was awesome, but that could have been so much cooler if you had been on the top of the cage.
Are you crazy? Do you know how high that cage was?
Yeah, that cage was really high. That's true.
Like the Dragon Gate cage is so much higher than others.
Yeah, that was something.
This isn't the Stardom cage.
Yeah.
I was at the outside when they set up the cage, but Aaron told me that like she was still sitting on the spot, and like the young guys were putting up the cage, and she was like, yeah, she was kind of angsty watching them because, I mean, they're just climbing this cage with no protection at all.
Yeah.
And they put it up, and it's all really sketchy.
True. So overall, how did Kobe World feel like for you? We've run through all the matches. How did you walk away from it when you were walking out of the building?
I'd say I was satisfied.
Yeah.
It's not an amazing show by any means. I'd say the cage match saved it.
Yeah.
From being like an okay show. You can watch. I can totally recommend you. You watch the whole show because like it was a breeze.
Yeah, as I said last week, like this is the perfect starter show for someone that wants to get.
But the show overall wasn't great by any means.
Yeah.
That main event, though, oh man, I'm gonna think about this for a long time.
Yeah, that's the thing. The main event was so great and the show was fine. There was nothing wrong with it beforehand. I thought that the Triangle Gate match was a really strong match, personally, but I could see that maybe that wouldn't, but like still a whole like if it was a one match show and that was the best match, I don't know if that's going to get it done for the biggest show of the year, because that's where you
Mhm.
have to grade it as a Kobe World. It's not just a regular show. Like you have to grade it at that level. But the main event was so epic and awesome and great that I can't imagine not feel like I said, even if the show had its faults, like the main event was so spectacular that it's something like you said, we're all gonna remember this at the end of the year. Like, it was just that good of a match, and like something, even if you are a new viewer, I think that you got with how well they did everything and how well they worked that match. Everyone can totally get what was going on throughout, follow the story, and be totally intrigued by what would happen next.
And what would happen next is the next show we'll talk about, which is a Korakuen Hall show, King of Gate, night 1, opening night. King of Gate 2023 started on the 7th, this Friday, 2 days ago. Well, yeah, 2 days ago because it's the 9th now for me and for Yannik. Yannik, you were in the crowd for this also. You were on camera. A lot of the shots of the like of the crowd on your side. You were visibly on camera for the people that know your face. Just wanted to mention that. And you were
Yeah,
one of the.
I'm like the white guy in this Strong Machine J shirt.
You were one of the 1,189 people that filled Korakuen Hall on Friday. We'll talk about how you felt about how the crowd was during the show, like during the matches. First of all, we should mention, as you said earlier, Strong Machine J. We are not sure if he's going to be in the King of Gate the rest when the match happens, because he might be hurt after a cage match. So that condo match on the 14th might become a forfeit for Jay, and that would not be the only forfeit, because Diamante has also forfeited his spot in the King of Gate, and because he is going for a break. He's going back to Mexico and going to go to family and figure all of this unmasking stuff out. So the Susumu match that was going to happen on this show was forfeited, and Susumu advanced to the second round. Now, first off, we'll talk about the show as a whole, like match after match. The opening match, 6-man tag, natural vibes, Jason Lee, Jackie Funky Kamei, and UT versus Seabrats, Kai, Hyo, and Ishin. A usual Seabrats match. I thought it was fine. The finish was Hyo getting the 0 kick on UT after 8 minutes and 34 seconds. How did this feel live, Yannik?
It was fun because I was in the orange seats, but like in the first row.
Yeah.
So I was really near to all the action. This works so much better live.
Yeah, I believe that. I think Hyo getting the win on UT might, in this tag, might spell a UT shock win on the 14th in the King of Gate match.
I mean, let's hope so. My love for
Yeah.
UT is no secret, but UT is very clearly at the bottom rung, which is a shame. I don't think there's much to this. It worked well worked well for the crowd, but on camera, I don't think you have to see it. Again,
Yeah.
Jason is amazing, and
Jackie, you saw the like twisting dive he does.
I almost missed it. I just watched in the right. I just caught like when he was setting up on the jump. I watched again.
Yeah,
and I wasn't like expecting it. That was great.
I think it's fun how he just casually does that like every match almost. It's like such an impressive dive, and he casually does it like almost every match.
I have to say, Ishin with the title works well I think he wears it with a really cool swagger.
Yeah.
He's so arrogant and like obviously total heel shtick. But I think he does it justice.
Yeah. Dylan, do you have any thoughts about this opener?
Jackie and Jason are awesome, as always. The other four are various levels of okay to me. Kai can be great if you push him enough, but not he's not doing special work in this opening match role. Yeah, like I said, it was good. Like a fine opener. Ishin, like I said, I wish that Jason was still the champion just as a fan, but I also like understand getting behind a new guy.
Yeah.
It makes sense logically, so I'm okay with it. Obviously, this isn't going to be a memorable performance, but Ishin is champion. I'm an open mind to it.
Do you agree with Michael Sanchez that UT taking the clean pin here might lead to him beating Hyo in the King of Gate match?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's Hyo. That's fine.
It's a pretty good trade.
Yeah, like I said, I mean anybody can win in this tournament. Look at what happened today.
Yeah. Then in the next match, Genki Horiguchi and Takeshi Yoshida versus Kaito Nagano and Daiki Yaniguchi. Fun match for the crowd. I have a feeling Yannik will talk a lot about that. For a live audience, it was fine. It was for the streaming on screen, it was fine. It was nothing special. Takeshi Yoshida won with the release powerbomb on Daiki Yaniguchi after 6 minutes and 53 seconds. What did you think about this, Yannik, in the crowd?
Match of the night. No.
No.
Not match of the night, but this was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You won't get Takashi Yoshida if you haven't seen him live. Skip every match on tape, but if you're there, he is must watch. Man, everybody loves him. Everybody loves Genki. I think I talked to Jay about that, and he said it too. Yeah, that's just like if he's watching a show and they're on the screen, like he does everything but watching the match. But like live, it works so well. I mean, Yoshida howling is hilarious.
Hey, that howl got added into the Casey's new theme.
Yeah. Yanagiuchi and Kaito Nagano are over too.
Yeah. It was so good to see Kaito Nagano back. He has been gone for like a month or two, and him returning in this match just made it like at least entertaining. It was really fun to see him back.
Man, I was in love with this. You said you could see me laughing my ass off on camera a few times, and apparently Jay told me I made Twitter, the Japanese Dragon Gate Twitter, because someone wrote, yeah, there's like this foreigner that is totally into Yoshida. So yeah, that sounds about right. That could be me.
That's like
how does it feel to go viral over Yoshida, Yannik?
I mean, he didn't. Whoever this was, he didn't have the guts to tell me,
Hey, you should like change your Twitter name to like Sbadoosh, the Takeshi Yoshida stan foreigner.
Yeah, Yoshida Respector.
Yeah, Yoshida Respector.
Yes. Yes.
Who is Mirai? Huh? Who is Mirai? We're the Yoshida Respector Club here.
I respect champions.
Yeah, I don't have that much to say about this match. Like, as on screen, the only highlight of this for me was Kaito Nagano being back.
Yeah, and I always like seeing Yaniguchi and Korakuen.
Yeah.
I like
Nagano,
Genki. I have a soft spot for Horiguchi as well, personally.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
He's amazing. He's just, man, his body's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kaito Nagano's theme has been changed a bit. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah, they should change it a lot.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion
I
before.
like the change, the change though, the new change. It's like they have added in like the rookies saying every letter of his name, Kaito, over and over again, and it's really funny because it sounds like a football chant. And Jay said it on commentary that it's Mochizuki Jr., Kaito Nagano, Daiki Yadaguchi, and
Otto?
what's it?
Tanaka?
Yeah, Tanaka maybe. He said that it's the rookie class that are chanting Kaito's name in the
must be
audio.
Kato. Yeah.
Yeah, Kaito. So it makes sense. I really like that. That was a cool bit that he said on commentary. That I just picturing the rookie standing around the mics saying Kaito's name like that.
Yeah.
Was really funny. Anything else you want to say before we move on to the next match?
No, let's get into tournament action.
Yes. So the next match is the first match of the King of Gate. The King of Gate. Here are some time limits rules that people should know. The first round matches are 15 minutes. 50-minute time limit. The second round matches are 20-minute time limit. The quarterfinals are 30-minute time limit, and the semifinal is 45-minute time limit. And the final is, of course, no time limit. And the 50-minute time limit worked really well for the King of Gate matches on this show. We'll talk about that for the two latter matches, but this first match, match 3, Casey versus Eita, the 2020 winner Eita versus the 2021 winner Casey. I thought this match started off pretty basic, but then hit a really cool switch when Casey went for the Mission Impossible dive, but was caught by an awesome Imperial Uno. That one of the best Imperial Uno kicks I've ever seen. You must have had like the view for this right up when he came over the top rope, right? Yannik?
Oh.
I didn't understand like the last sentence or two. I had some Discord issues.
Okay.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, when Casey tried to dive with the Mission Impossible dive and Eita caught him with the Imperial Uno, how did you see that like as it happened? Because that spot was awesome.
Yes. It really was. And as you said, I thought it kind of started really basic, but you just could see how good of wrestlers these two are.
Yeah, when that Imperial Uno like reverse of that dive happened, this match turned up to a whole nother
Totally.
And Casey's selling is what carried this the most. Like, because on camera he was dead. He was just dead on the outside after that Imperial Uno. And when he barely made it up into the ring for the count out. Like Eita had to go out and like roll him in, which was really cool. Even though he could have won by count out, but Eita cost himself the match because after still just continuing dominating Casey just kept kicking out, and finally got him by doing a pump handle roll up cradle and won the match after 9 minutes and 10 seconds. Yeah, this match was crazy after that Imperial Uno.
Yeah. I think it is kind of what you could have expected for this spot.
Yeah.
But you gotta think they could do a lot more. But still,
we have
like,
seen
this is the
them
best
do a lot
Eita
more.
match we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. For sure. It's definitely the best Eita match we've seen since... I would say it's the best Eita match I've seen since the Yoshioka title match last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Dylan,
it was a
what
good
did you think
match.
about it?
Weird ebbs and flows to it. For the most part, like you said, was kind of basic. The Imperial Uno spot on the outside was awesome. Great selling from KZ. I mentioned that as well. I thought that he did an excellent job, but he's a fantastic talent. The crowd seemed pretty into this too. More so than a lot of the stuff on Kobe in terms of the crowd reaction. I thought they were very invested even in this kind of lower mid card match. Right when I
these
thought that,
two have a lot of history, so that makes sense.
well, even the whole show in general,
Yeah.
to be honest. But right when it was about to hit a next gear, I think they just ended it with kind of the upset flash win or whatever, or the roll up
Yeah.
from KZ. So it was pretty good. Like I said, it didn't feel too special, but for a 9-minute ADA match, this is about as good as I think we can realistically expect.
It was a perfect it was like such a good tournament match because it was the surprise roll up win after in 9 minutes, and but hitting a really edge of your seat action finishing stretch into that was really good.
Yeah, we would see better later.
Yeah, we would see better, of course. This is the third best match on the show. No, fourth best match on the show. I actually have a multi-man over this match. Then the next match, King of Gate, first round match. Also, BB Hulk versus Punch Tominaga. Punch Tominaga got his biggest win ever after being destroyed for 2 minutes. He somehow got a punch clutch in and pinned BB Hulk 1-2-3 after 2 minutes and 24 seconds. This was so funny. Watching this live, we were in the live chat was just all going like, oh, Hulk is just treating Punch like a punching bag. He's destroying him totally. And then Amy said, imagine what if Punch wins? And then I said, imagine if Punch wins. And then immediately after I said that, he got the punch clutch in. And I died laughing. It was such a funny finish. What do you guys think about this?
I'm absolutely in love with this, especially with the result.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, before that, I was thinking to myself, yeah, what is this shit? This is terrible. Punch is not good. He has a role and he fulfills that. So he's also very nice. Punch is a really nice person. When that roll up hit, I was marking out, and so was everybody around me.
For sure. How did you feel about this, Dylan?
Well, if you're gonna do a shocking upset, the King of Gate is the time to do it. I would say so.
Oh yeah.
It's fun. Give Punch his roses right now. I defended him last week and will continue to defend him on this show. Hulk, he's best utilized as a tag guy, and as a singles guy, I think he's best utilized maybe doing 2-minute matches, perhaps, at this point. And we got that. So that was great utilization. Give a shocking upset to a long-tenured, loser of the promotion. So I'm all for this. Like a fun little match, and, give us the Cinderella Punch story right now.
Will Punch Tominaga be the gold class Kryptonite? He is facing the winner of the winner of Naruki Doi and Kota Minoura, which is today. So we'll see who he faces later today. But that match is gonna happen on the 17th. But I did not see Punch Tominaga.
Punch.
Yes. Imagine if Punch Tominaga makes it to the quarterfinals of the King of Gate. That would be really funny. Yeah, this was very charming. Nothing else to say. The next match, 6-man tag match, Ultimo Dragon, Dragon Kid, Don Fuji versus M3K, Sumi Mochizuki, Yasushi Kanda. and making his on-screen return after 2 months gone, Mochizuki Jr. And man, this match was great. All because of one guy, and that is Mochizuki Jr. Who lost?
Don Fuji some slack.
Yeah. Mochizuki Jr. lost after 10 minutes and 25 seconds to a grounded Machigama, which is an Octopus Hole. I thought this was such a good match. One of my this was so good. Mochizuki Jr., after being gone for 2 months, having had a neck injury, immediately starts this match running up to his Uncle Fuji and just trying to destroy him. And I was so into this.
Man. Don Fuji, he always comes in with a towel.
Yeah.
He gets into the ring and slaps the towel across Junior's face. And he connected.
Yeah.
That was so awesome. I'm not sure if it was caught on camera. Man,
It was.
I was hooked from that moment on. Well, actually, the M3K entrance was great too, man. They have a swagger, and in Junior has the swagger too. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, he's a star.
Yeah,
I have missed him so much.
Man, this, in all honesty, this could have been like a singles match. The other 4 didn't do that much. It was mostly Junior and Fuji.
It took 7 minutes for Ultimo Dragon to come in and do like a spot.
Yeah, I was thinking sometime like, yeah, Kid has been in like 2 times now. Is Dragon doing anything?
It didn't seem like Ultimo Dragon was going to do anything during the whole match.
Yeah, and that would have been such an Ultimo thing to do.
Hey,
but
he just had a grueling cage match. He had to climb up a cage, okay? He's not going to take any more bumps this year. Come
on. I have it on trusted source that it got changed. That at first he was trying to go to over the cage, and when they were like, yeah, while rehearsing, they were like, yeah, you can't do that.
So Ultimo wanted to climb over the cage. That's interesting.
No, he didn't want to.
Okay. But he was going. Okay, that's interesting.
He tried, and then everybody was like, yeah, we won't do that.
That's funny. What did you think about this 6-man tag, Dylan? Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Hard to argue with what you guys said. Everything with Mochizuki Jr. and Don Fuji was completely awesome. Just a great rivalry. I mean, we saw it early, last year with Don Fuji and Daya, which I had pontificated on potentially happening in the tournament again, which would amuse me very much. And we saw the same level of chemistry here with Junior. I think that this could be an epic singles match in the future, a ton of fun. And as it was still a lot of fun to watch. So good stuff between them, and easy paycheck for the other 4.
Yeah, this is like my 3rd best match on the show. I really enjoyed this match. It was really good. And after the match, Diamante came out, and this basically confirmed why he was forfeiting his King of Gate spot. Like Ultimo translated his promo because Diamante was talking in Spanish. It was interesting that they are still not it seems like everyone is confused if he's gonna wrestle under Luis or Diamante, because they haven't confirmed that yet. They are all like really like mixed about that. Jay on commentary is like Luis or Diamante.
It will be Diamante.
It will be Diamante. It's okay. That is interesting. But anyways, he said that he's still figuring things out, and he isn't ready to wrestle yet because he's still figuring out how to wrestle without a mask. But he's really happy with all the fan support he has gotten and heard since he took off his mask on Sunday, and he is going home to Mexico for a break and time with his family. But he will be back because Dragon Gate is his second home. Yeah. How do you guys feel about this? Diamante taking a break?
For me, I think it's a shame because he just had the biggest match of his whole career at this point. Like an amazing moment, so emotional, a legendary match, and he's built a lot in the last few years with Dragon Gate. I mean, he's really become one of the, strongest in-ring guys in the whole company and somebody you could always look forward to doing a lot of great things. Now to leave now at the kind of peak of his momentum, that's rough, but I'm sure they'll be able to get it back as soon as he comes back. It's nothing too major from what I understand. So I think that it's a bummer in the short term because I think there was a lot you could have done with him coming off of everything that happened. But they can always get it back, and he's such a talented guy that I think that they'll have no issue when he does return.
He's so over. Like the crowd
Oh
was
yeah,
eating him up.
they love him.
Yeah, that main event was so good. Like it just made just two superstars in the same night, and he was one of them.
Yeah, it was interesting though. Shun came out and everyone in Seabats basically confirmed like they want nothing to do with Diamante anymore. Diamante is completely out. So we kind of knew that already from Shun turning on him, but now we saw it like with how they acted here. It was really funny because Shun tried to talk and drop a promo on Diamante, but the mic was cut. Like, and I thought that was really good.
Diamante was going up against Suzumu, right?
Yeah.
Why the fuck don't they give the spot to Junior?
Yeah, I wish they could have just given it to someone else. Like he should have been replaced, just by like a rookie or someone that Suzumu could beat. Yeah. That I definitely agree with that. That would have happened on this show, Diamante versus Suzumu. So, yeah, they should have just done Suzumu versus like any of the
Junior.
Yeah,
Suzumu versus Junior.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But they didn't. So Suzumu got the bye. He's in the the round of 16. He's facing the winner of Kai and Benkei on the 16th. And then in the next match, 8-man tag, Dragon Kid, Kagetora. No, wait, that's the other show. I'm sorry. No, wait, it was right. Dragon Daya, Kagetora, Yukio Shoka, and Yamato versus Narukidoi, Kota Minoru, Minorita, Benkei of Gold Class. Dragon Daya got the win with the DDT after 10 minutes and 7 seconds. I thought this was a really fun match. Gold Class are really over in Korakuen, because of course they are. A little put off of the Dragon Daya and Yukio Shoka coming out to Yamato's team. Like I was not into that at all. They should have just come out on their own or like something like that. How do you guys feel about this match?
Yeah, I agree with you about the theme. That was kind of, lame, to be honest with you. You think Yoshioka, on the heels of going on excursion to like a major tournament in Japan, you would think they would want to put him over as much as possible. But I thought this match was like a really good match, though. Actually, like I thought
it was really fun.
Yeah, everybody looked good here. I think Gold Class is they're just on a roll right now. Just with the overness, the performance, everything about them is hitting for me, and I think for a lot of people.
it was so good seeing Doi refusing to do like Gold Class's classic spots and like refusing to play along with them. And him and Ben K had a lot of miscommunication because, of course, Naruki Doi wasn't in Gold Class when Ben K joined, so it makes sense. Like that they are kind of like, we're not kind of okay with each other. Naruki Doi is still not in his gold gear.
Yeah, if and when this ends with Doi finally accepting Gold Class and hugging Ben K, that is going to get a monster reaction.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that's gonna be
totally.
so awesome. Doi doing the chicken to Ben K. That would be awesome. How did this match feel for the in the crowd?
This match was exactly what it should have been. It was funny. Everybody got their spots in. Minorita and Doi are hilarious.
Yeah.
And man, you said it. Gold Class are so over. And all of them.
Yeah.
Obviously Ben and Minorita, but we have to cut Kota Minoura some slack. That was, the ladies are here for him.
Yeah, Kota Minoura is over.
Yeah.
And he's really good right now. He
Oh, totally. Also,
I considered
totally understandable. What a man! Look at him.
I considered giving Kota Minoura the most improved, but the thing is, he was already really good before that summer last year. Because I considered giving him most improved for the half year of 2023 because he has been really good this year. It's like Kota Minoura has moved on from the 2022 debacle. It is time to stop mentioning it when we talk about Kota Minoura, in my opinion.
Kota Minoura was just always hamstrung by the booking.
Yeah. I mean,
since that the Kikuta match, he was on the roll.
Yeah. If Kota Minoura makes it to the final, I will be rooting for him so much to win the tournament. Like, I wouldn't be against him winning the tournament at all. And if Kota Minoura is not winning the tournament, he should not be in the final at all, because that would be his third final in a row losing. That would not be a good look.
I'd say he shouldn't lose a title match either anytime soon.
That is also true. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about this match before we move on?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
The Yamato hair spot where he parts it and acts all cute, and the crowd, man, Minorita doing that, and the crowd running with it was hilarious.
I forgot to mention Dragon Dia pinning Minorita is. I immediately thought, Dangerous Gate, Dragon Dia and Yuki Yoshioka and someone else versus for the Triangle Gate.
Yeah, we'll see.
Run that.
We'll see. Somebody had to lose this match, and if it wasn't Kagetora, it has to be Minorita.
Who would you guys put with Dragon Dia and Yuki Yoshioka versus the Triangle Gate team, if you could choose, like right now? Someone
Takashi Yoshida.
No.
I guess this would take out Kikuta, I suppose.
Yeah, Kikuta. I'm talking about if that happens at Dangerous Gate. So Kikuta will be in the middle.
It'd have to be Kid.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still on the Ryufuda to Courage train.
I would say Kaito Nagano.
No, I don't think that you necessarily should put Dragon Dia and Kaito Nagano in the same unit. I think they're too similar.
You don't think Dia is as good of a football player as Nagano?
I mean, I think Kaito Nagano should be a dragon character,
Yeah.
He totally fits the lineage, but he isn't.
Put Tanaka with Daya and Yuki Oshoka.
Oh yeah, go on the not on the Daya, but more on like the Yuki Ace guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
about to
that
say,
would be
like, Yoshioka mentoring him would be a great idea.
Yeah, totally.
Well, the next match, the semifinal of the show, King of Gate first round match, Shun Skywalker versus Big Boss Shimizu. Man.
This was so awesome.
13 minutes and 43 seconds. Big Boss Shimizu wins with a shot put slam after one of the best like comebacks and reversals, like finishing stretch I've seen this year. It's in Korakuen. This was such an awesome match. It's perfect for a tournament match. Like Big Boss getting this kind of moment, just awesome. How was this for the live crowd? Because they sounded really loud for this.
Oh yeah, man, Shun is amazing in getting behind his opponents.
Yeah. Another time,
because I need to translate the word first.
Shun Skywalker doing another like great like getting the crowd to rally behind the guys facing thing in the span of like 7 days. It's awesome. Like Shun Skywalker, throw him his roses, because if you want to get the babyface over, put him against Shun Skywalker. It's perfect.
We were talking about that last week with Amy. Like, if you look at who he's built up, it's all the guys that are gonna be baby faces for the company going forward. And
Strong
I thought
Machine, Kikuta, Diamante, and now Big Boss. It's
a lot
really
of people
great.
a lot of people were saying how he should turn heel. But after this match, he felt like a great babyface.
Yeah.
I've always loved Shimizu as a performer. I've always thought he was way underrated. Like, he's the one, forget Minoura, he's the one that's been hampered by booking more than anybody.
Yeah, totally.
Because this guy can freaking go. He always was. Even 8 years ago, he was still great. And I think that he's done great things with a match like this. And Skywalker, I mean, he, to me, if you look at him right now, he has to be among the best. The thing is, everyone always grants him character status, but his in-ring stuff is like, he proved here once again. Like, the storytelling, the way he wrestles, this guy's one of the better all-around performers right now.
Yeah.
I would say in any company, not just Dragon Gate. I think he's up there. You can put him against any singular character in any company, and I think he is the guy. Especially, he also deserves special credit, in my opinion, for his dedication to his heel character. He has removed every bit of likability that he could possibly have, and in such a heartfelt way that makes him such an intriguing character. It's such a great base, not just in wrestling, but a base as a character for these babyface to play off of, to where what we're talking about, 3-4 guys suddenly seem like the biggest stars in the company just by facing him. And I think this was a great match, him and Shimizu. This was my favorite match on the show, personally. I thought this was this was a fantastic performance, in my opinion, by Skywalker, and the comeback by Shimizu was just great. I have
this and the main event at like both at the same level. They're both like so good. These two last matches on this show are tremendous.
Yeah.
Two awesome matches.
What I really liked about this one is that the tension rising was, it was just linear. And it started pretty low, with just Shun being an asshole, and then Shimizu getting more and more in.
For like the first 7 minutes, it was a lot of Shun Skywalker being in control.
Yes, and it ended on such a high. Man, that's amazing. What I love about Shun is how, I mean, you said he really removed every single bit of likability that he had. And man, this guy is so vain. He's like, what? He always wears new masks, really good gear, man. His gear is awesome.
Shout out to the Darth Vader mask that he wore today on that
Yes,
show.
totally. And it looks all so clean. Man,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think I prefer the main event, but this was the best Shimizu match I've seen in a very long time.
How
yeah.
high are you on him winning the tournament now? Have you
I
joined my club with
haven't
him?
made predictions because I find it really hard, and I tried and I didn't really enjoy it, so I just said, fuck it. Shimizu isn't really a guy I'm rallying behind, so I would be fine with it, obviously. But I'd probably like it more if he would turn heel. He has the charisma to do both, anyways.
Yeah, he can do both. I just think that this match just
not after
perfectly,
this match, in my opinion.
Yeah, like this match perfectly sets him up to have a big run during the tournament and win the tournament babyface style, and maybe after him and Kikuta have wrestled at Dangerous Gate, he can go to that more heelish style if they want to do that. We of course have no idea what they want to do with him, but I hope that they give him a tournament win, because that will add so much to his stature on the card.
Yeah,
just him winning the tournament will
anytime.
No, I don't think he's winning the title.
No,
I don't think this version of Big Boss Shimizu is winning the title.
And that's kind of the problem I have with him. I'm watching since 2020. And he had like 3 characters since then.
Yeah.
Like there's just no
consistency. Big R, and Big Boss. So.
Yeah. What is this? There's just no consistency to it, and that's, I think, kind of why I struggle to really connect with him.
Yeah.
But still, all my negativity towards him, like, he's a great wrestler, and this was an awesome match. Totally recommend everybody watching it. And under 14 minutes. That's amazing.
Yeah. I was like, when they started like counting down, like the 30-minute count, when they said like 2 minutes left, I was like, oh shit, are they going to do a draw? Is this going to be the first draw of the night? Because I, of course, was thinking about the 50-minute time limit, and
I didn't catch that at all.
Okay, yeah. I mean, did you know that the first round matches were 50 minutes?
It's not something I thought about, but I read it somewhere beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah. I think having a 50-minute time limit always adds like drama to all the matches. Like that's why I'm always really hyped for tournaments having like a 20-minute or a 50-minute time limit for the matches, because it just adds even more drama to each match. Because then you don't expect you will get like way more out of a 30-minute match if it's a 50-minute time limit than you would get out of a 30-minute match with a 30-minute time limit. But yeah, I really like that. Then the main event. Oh my god! Speaking of something that just felt like a complete match but was like 10 minutes, barely 10 minutes. Madoka Kikuta versus Masaaki Mochizuki, King of Gate 2023 first round match. Madoka Kikuta wins after 10 minutes and 34 seconds with the right hand of God. Man, this match.
I have to implore you, if you can do it, if you're ever in Japan, book your own show, fly in Masaaki Mochizuki, and sit in front row while he kicks the shit out of his opponent. Oh man, I transcended. that night, man. This was
The 23-year-old Open the Dreamgate champion Madoka Kikuta versus the winner of the 2006 King of Gate tournament, Masaaki Mochizuki, who is 53 years old.
I mean, he had a Dreamgate match last December, I think.
Yeah.
He lost December, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was my favorite match of Yoshioka's reign.
Yeah.
Mochizuki is just so good. Like, this match, when they didn't even have any setup. It started with Mochizuki attacking Kikuta right at the bell, and just continued from there. No hold, like no stop. Kicks, chops, near falls, just so many great spots. I love this match so much. How did you feel about this, Dylan?
Oh, another great match to end the show. The last two matches are where it was at on this show, and I like the multi-mans, and the other matches were fun, but these two matches were great. And
yeah,
in particular, I thought Mochizuki was phenomenal here. I thought he was the star of this match. Kikuta was very good in his role as well, obviously getting the big win at the end, but Mochizuki was just on the next level here. His work and his style was so perfect. The crowd was really good in this. Like I said, it felt like a great, kind of what we said on last week's episode talking about Kobe World. That was a great introductory show for a new fan of Dragon Gate. I think if you were a new fan, you watched that, and then you tuned in this week to watch this, you'd be so impressed by these two singles matches. I thought this was not far off from the world match, even though it was half the time. Like, I thought it was like a really strong match.
Yeah, I agree. Because it just cut like the beginning of the world match.
Yeah.
But it was obviously a totally different match. They didn't do wrestling; they just hit each other.
Yeah, they didn't do wrestling at all. They were just hitting each other really hard for the whole match. And man, Masaaki Mochizuki once again proving that he at 53 years old is still one of the best wrestlers in the world. It is so good. I just love Mochizuki so much, and having him to see him now go have this match with Kikuta and then the match with Yoshioka last year, it's clear that he is very behind these two guys because he's giving them a lot in both these matches. And I really like that. It's awesome. I think Kikuta winning makes sense. I don't. Now he's making it to the quarterfinals, if not even the finals. That like it's possible. I don't see Yoshida beating him or Problem Dragon. I don't see Ishin or Shuji Kondo beating him. Maybe Shuji Kondo could beat him. That's a big possibility.
Okay, again, what's his path? It's
so the next match for Kikuta would be against the winner of Problem Dragon and Takeshi Yoshida.
Yeah. Okay. No.
So he's beating that, and then after that he would face the winner of Shuji Kondo versus Genki Horiguchi or the winner of Ishin versus Minolita. So
okay, so
or Ishin.
Yeah. Okay, because I was kind of hoping for a big name.
Yeah, well, the biggest name he could face is Big Boss Shimizu, because I don't off the top part of that.
Yeah, because
yeah,
I'm not sure. This got me thinking, because if he's beating guys and like Mochi in performances like this, how long is his reign going to last?
I'm gonna post the bracket again in chat so you guys can see it.
Not.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. You look at it. I get what you're saying too, Yannik, because on paper, Mochizuki would have been a perfect, defense for him, like a filler defense, kind of. Like, you could get a great match out of him. really extend upon what they built here. I mean, this match was great on its own. Like a longer version would probably be even more of a banger. If you look at the right side, I would say Kondo feels that same role pretty much. You can get a match out of it if you want.
I mean, that could be a Korakuen main event, like
exactly. Like,
But-
if you're wanting to extend this title reign, you need a filler like type
Yeah.
of guy for that. He would be perfect for that. The top side to me, Shimizu and Benkei are the ones that you look at. To me,
I think that is going to be the quarterfinals with Shimizu making it.
Yeah,
Semi.
I think if he's beating like because Kikuta in the semis is a given. I think.
Yeah.
Boss may beat him. If it was Benkei, I think Kikuta would beat Benkei.
If it was Ben, well, then Kikuta would make it into the finals, and I don't.
Yeah. I know.
I don't see him making it into the finals because then he's facing.
And he would have to nominate an opponent again, and that would suck.
Well, Kikuta facing the winner of the King of Gate in the finals, just to face him again later in the month at Dangerous Gate would be weird in my opinion.
Yeah, the finals will be Punch versus Benkei for the because Punch is the gold class killer, huh?
If I could see Benkei beating Kikuta in the semifinals, but losing in the finals, and that could be another like filler defense. But then again, I see Big Boss Shimizu making it to the finals anyway. So like he on the right side, he is my pick to win the right side. So maybe give Big Boss Shimizu a semifinal win over Kikuta. That could be interesting.
I just have no read on how long Kikuta's reign will last.
Yeah.
He could be champion next year. He could lose the next title match. I have no idea.
Is it totally confirmed that Jay is out of the tournament?
No. It's
not.
Okay, well, see, that opens the door. As
yeah.
well.
I talked to some people,
yeah.
And it was like, yeah, he's hurt, but they hope it will be okay. So they probably need him.
Yeah, that makes me think he's gonna beat Shimizu. Actually, like if you say that, and
I mean,
actually think that works better.
If he gets through round one, it would make more sense for him to face Shun, right? Oh no! That match already happened. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
The Strong Shin J aspect of this is very interesting because I could see if he's not 100%, that I could see Kanda winning by or that being like a count out draw.
Yeah, I mean, talking Big Six, it would make sense for the final to be Strong Machine J versus Minoura because they're the weakest links.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I'm not a fan of running Strong Machine J versus Kikuta at this point. I think that would not be well for Strong Machine J.
I don't think Kikuta should lose to J at this moment.
What if Kondo just beat Kikuta?
Yeah.
He should finally get his good match. Oh, this good Dreamgate match! I was so mad.
One last thing about Strong Machine J is that everyone saying that he should get the Dreamgate title match like soon. Strong Machine J had a Dreamgate match this year.
Yeah.
For like, it was like 4 or 5 months ago, but it's still this year and it's still pretty recent. And I am looking at the Yokohama Budokan show next year, at the start of the year in January, in Strong Machine J's hometown. That just feels like a Strong Machine J main event for me. It just, that is where I see Strong Machine J being in this next Dreamgate match. I don't see him winning the tournament or facing Kikuta in the fall, because the January show in Yokohama Budokan just feels like a Strong Machine J main event. That's my take on that.
I think if Kondo eliminated Kikuta, that would help alleviate any of those problems. Kondo could just beat Jay. Like honestly, at that point, if you want to put over somebody from the left side to win the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really cool if it was just Ishin going through like the semis.
What if they put Ishin versus Kikuta?
Ishin, the Brave Gate champion, beating
just have him like low blow Kikuta and roll him up.
That would be a big elevation of Ishin.
Yeah, and cool. Honestly, he needs it.
Yeah. What about Minorita? What if Minorita wins over Ishin?
I mean, it would be hilarious, but yeah,
I think that's totally possible. Like to set up a title match. It is totally
possible, but I think Ishin needs the elevation. I'm not sure people are behind him as a champion. You know.
No, they're clearly not. But I think that Minorita and him as a title match makes a ton of sense. Like they could use this to justify that.
Because Ishin is barely a Brave Gate wrestler.
Yeah.
So, and he is big.
Right.
He is big. So, yeah, I think, it could work. Having be a dirty heel, and then, lose to... Man, Ishin versus Ben-K would be hilarious. But more probably like Ishin versus Boss. So, yeah.
Therefore,
I really have no read on it.
I don't think Ishin's beating Kikuta.
I haven't checked the result of today's King of Gate matches because I want to watch them unspoiled when they get uploaded on the YouTube. So I can't comment on it yet.
Yeah.
But from today on the 8th, in let's see, where was it? It was in Shinuoka Act City Hamamatsu. It was taped, and the matches are still not uploaded on the YouTube, on the Dragon Gate Japanese YouTube, which is where they will be uploaded. But today, Dragon Kid versus Kagetora, which is on the left side, Genki Horiguchi versus Shuji Kondo, which is on the right side, and Dragon Dia versus Jason Lee, which is on the left side. So those matches happened today. We have still not watched them, so we will not comment on them. Yesterday. It's the 9th now. We are recording in the middle of the night for me because Yannik is in Japan, so I'm a bit confused with the dates. But yeah, then today in like a couple of hours, live on the Dragon Gate Network. This will probably have aired when this gets uploaded but it's live on the Dragon Gate Network from Edion Arena Osaka number 2, King of Gate night 3. The King of Gate matches on the show is Takeshi Yoshida versus Problem Dragon from the left side. The right side, I mean. Kai versus Ben-K from the right side. Kota Minoura versus Naruki Doi from the left side. And Kota Minoura and Naruki Doi is, of course, the main event. And Yamato versus... No, that's not on the show. Never mind. Yes, it is.
It is. Yamato and Fuji.
Yeah, my notes got messed up there. Yamato and Don Fuji on the left side also. So that's today. Then the 10th, they are off. And the next show is on the 14th, I think.
Yep, it is.
Which is a taped. And then on the left side on the 14th, UT versus Hyo. Yuki Yoshioka versus Jackie Funky Kame, Ishin versus Minorita on the right side, and Yasushi Kanda versus Strong Machine J on the right side. We don't know if Strong Machine J will be healthy by then. Is that live?
I don't know.
Let's see. The 14th is not live. The 15th, the day after, is live, which is the first matches from the round of 16. So that will be what we review next weekend. So look forward to that. All those matches. But one last thing to talk about on this show this week before we close it is Buyuden Zero Volume 2 that happened today on the 8th, live from Tokyo Shinjuku Face on the Dragon Gate Network. This was, of course, presented by the LEC Corporation, which always happens with these Buyuden serial shows. Did any of you guys watch it? I watched the full thing.
I didn't watch it, and I need to go for a moment, so you just do this. I'll be back.
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw it. Okay, nice. Then me and Dylan can talk about it while Yannik goes do some stuff. He of course didn't have time to watch it because he was at Summer Sun Princess Tokyo Joshi Pro.
I think I was gonna miss a show with my man Sato.
True. In the opener, I was surprised this was made the opener. Yamato and Masaaki Mochizuki versus Private Citizen Minoru Sawa and Fuminori Abe ended after 7 minutes and 39 seconds with the Frankensteiner of the Almighty from Yamato to Minoru Sawa. I thought this was just a really wholesome opener. Like, Sawa didn't do that much stuff, but him and Abe doing a lot of the same moves together was really charming, and I thought they were really fun. Why did Mochizuki and Yamato come in karate uniforms? Do we know that?
Mochizuki does have a background. Does Yamato have a background? I know Mochizuki does, but we need to do some research on this. Does Yamato have a martial arts background?
Good question.
MMA. It says on his cage match.
Oh, what did you think about this?
Oh, well, when I saw this match on paper, I really wanted this to be a banger, and it wasn't. Like, it was more like a fun opener.
Yeah,
you know,
it was
like you said, very
fun.
wholesome, good vibes. Like, totally a fine match to have. Saw was probably not interested in going back to the Bachi Bachi days, I would say, here, like we saw in the Michinoku Pro tag, which was, like, one of the best matches of the year. I just saw that earlier today as well, and I wanted this to be like that, and it was more just a fun, lighthearted match, which is totally fine. Like, nothing wrong with it at all, and great to see Sawa, and always great to see Abe as well.
Are you talking about the Michinoku Pro Korakuen match?
Yeah, the tag match with Fujita, Hayato, Hidaka.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched that right before we started recording, and man.
That's one of the best matches of the year, in my opinion. Like, that's a legit match of the year candidate. Yeah,
that fantastic match on the Michinoku Pro Korakuen Hall show. Definitely recommend watching that. That is, I watched that right before we started recording today, while I was kind of waking up from my nap, and man, what a just awesome match. Fujita Junior Hayato, man.
This match could have been like that if they wanted it to be. Like, I really believe that. Even though I'm not the biggest Yamato fan right now, but still, I think if the other three had brought their A games, this could have been like that. It's just they just chose to go another route with it,
which is okay. Like, I thought this was just really charming, so I'm okay with that. And Mochizuki, after the day before with Kikuta, he didn't need to have a banger with this. The next match, Benkei Minorita and Punch Tominaga versus Hikaru Sato, Takafumi Ito, and Ryo Kawamura. Ended after 12 minutes and 2 seconds with a TKO win for Kawamura when he just refused to stop punching Punch. So the ref stopped the match and gave the win to the grapplers. Punch Tominaga, coming off his career biggest win, made Gold Class come out to his team. So Punch Tominaga was like, "No, you guys come out to my theme, Gold Class. No Gold Class theme for you guys."
And it fits the vibe of the show.
Yeah. I thought it was really fun to see Minorita and Benkei do grappling spots with the grapplers. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, obviously the Sato team very much appeals to me as a fan.
Yeah.
I've seen Kawamura have some really strong matches as well. In the past, he has a bunch of gimmicks. People forget that Benkei actually has an amateur wrestling background as well. So he was much more fit to go toe to toe. I'd love to see him versus, especially Sato would be my dream. But him and Ito in a match would be really cool too if they ever got to do something like that on these Lex shows. But that's going to be up to the Sponge Man to see if to make that happen. And Punch, always enjoyable, and especially in these goofy type of situations that he's in here.
I heard Grapple Minorita was awesome.
Yeah, Grapple Minorita was really fun.
Yeah, lots of fun.
The next match, Konomawa Ishikawa versus Kikutaru. Kikutaru answered Konomawa's challenge for the Open the Owari Gate new champion decision. Interim champion Konomawa Ishikawa defended against Kikutaru, who was the ex. Kikutaru won with a Sasori Gatame, and Kikutaru became the 32nd champion of the Open Owari Gate via fan selection. I didn't vibe with this at all. I thought this was not funny at all. Maybe it was just because I was really tired, but I wasn't charmed by this at all. The highlight of this match was Konomawa Ishikawa's LEC logo on his forehead.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought this was a ton of fun. Honestly, like we're gonna have to disagree on this one. And this is a historic rivalry we're talking about here. They're going back to the Amazon days that they've faced off and been partners as well in different situations. So I was totally amused by this. They actually wrestled earlier in the year, even like on one of the shows a few months ago.
On the last Buyuden Zero.
Is that where that was?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never vibe with Hikataru.
What?
I've never.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Sondre. Who has hurt you?
How dare you disrespect the champion? We're gonna see more of Kikutaro here.
True. After the match, Lingerie Muto came out and tried to do the moonsault on Ishikawa.
Yes.
And failed. That was really funny. That I really liked. Maybe I'm a weird one. Maybe I should rewatch it. I was really tired. Like I was waiting for my coffee to come out. So yeah.
Okay.
I was waiting for my coffee to come out of the machine. The next match, D-Courage, Madoka Kikuta, and Yuki Oshoka versus the Michinoku Pro team of Taro Nuashi and Musashi. I like this though. This match I really liked.
I mean, I heard this was amazing.
Yeah, Musashi and Musashi did great stuff with both Yuki and Kikuta. Just a lot of fun. Kikuta won with the rolling lariat on Musashi after 40 minutes and 30 seconds. Definitely the match I would recommend watching of this show so far. This in the main event.
I like this better than the main event personally. Like
yeah,
I said, I thought
I do also, but yeah.
Yeah, like Musashi is awesome. Like that's a guy I wish he was on every show.
And man, the heat he had with D-Courage after the match was so. I was like, man, let's get some singles here. Come on.
Yeah, that's what we need to see on here. But yeah, this was a good match. Again, this was kind of the match that this was a vibe show ultimately, and I think for the second half we got to see more good wrestling. Like kind of like they tried to put the goofy stuff at the start, like for the first half. Even though, like I said, I like the second match well enough. Even though Punch kind of made it what it was. But yeah, this was a really good match. Kikuta and Yoshioka both worked well with Musashi. Definitely worth checking out if you want to look at somebody you might not have seen before.
Yep. My match of the night on the show. Then the next match, Big Boss Shimizu, Mochizuki Jr. and Daiki Yanaguchi versus Masa Kitamiya, Kaya Fujimura, and Taishi Osawa. Really cool to see Big Boss Shimizu and Masa Kitamiya both leading like two rookies from each company. From their companies against each other.
Yeah,
that was a pretty cool story of this match. Masa and Big Boss Shimizu had a lot of great like exchanges. Like I thought that was really fun. Match ended when. Yes.
No, go on. I have a question afterwards.
Match ended when Boss did the shot put slam and Boss press dive on or Big Boss press on Taishi Osawa after 30 minutes and 13 seconds.
I haven't
What was your
seen
question?
the Noah rookies in a while.
Yeah,
I'm actually not sure if I saw Taishi Osawa even once.
I think this was my first time watching a full match of both.
Yeah. How big
Because I don't.
is Kai Fujimura compared to Yannik Jr.? Because Yannik is tiny.
I thought both the Noah juniors was bigger than Daiki Yanaguchi.
Oh yeah.
Like, what do you think about this?
You would be
are
bigger
more.
than Yannik.
Dylan, you are more familiar with the Noah rookies than we are. What did you feel about this?
Yeah, Ozawa's kind of like a heavyweight prospect. I
Yeah.
would say definitely
That's
bigger
what
than.
I thought. But
Yeah.
Fujimura always thought he was small, but maybe it's just lanky, you know.
Yeah, he's
like-
definitely bigger than the Dragon Gate guys, though.
Okay.
I would say. Like you said, probably lanky as well, especially in Noah. You know, I mean, you know, they only have one trainee that from the gym, and
Isn't he a Wrestle 1 guy?
yeah, Fujimura is. Yeah, he started in Wrestle 1.
He's still a rookie. What is going on?
Welcome to Noah, Yannik. Even Inamura is still kind of a rookie in Noah.
Two of their best young guys. Well, maybe the young guys fucked up. I don't quite know what happened.
Masa Kitamiya's booking is almost like a. Well, I'm sorry.
He was
that's not funny. He was tag champ. That was just me. What did you think about this match, Dylan?
Well, I want to know first. I'll say my piece. Did you get any impression of Fujimura and Ozawa watching this?
I thought they looked very similar to each other, so I had a lot of trouble, like,
Really?
Yeah, I thought they were really similar. This was the first full match I've seen of both guys. I don't watch I haven't seen like those guys wrestle that much.
Yeah, Ozawa is a true rookie. What Yannick said was correct. You know, Fujimura started in Wrestle 1. I know when he left, we did a show where we were talking about how, like, where would these guys go? Where would be the best fit for him? And a lot of people thought that Fujimura would go to Dragon Gate, actually, because he's the size and the style that he wrestles is more of a fit there. Ozawa, like I said, he's more of a heavyweight prospect. But he tries to do a little bit of athletic stuff too, so he's kind of a unique prospect on his own. And I really like Ozawa. The thing with Fujimura is that because he's at Noah, he's for sure going nowhere with his career. So it's hard for me to really get like. I like him. He's a good worker. I liked him in Wrestle 1. I thought he had a great upside as a junior heavyweight flyer guy. But like I said, it's obvious he'll never go anywhere in that company. Ozawa, I think, does have potential to be somebody. It's just a company, you know, you don't know. Like I said, even Inamura is kind of like a rookie, and he's 30 at this point.
Yeah.
You know, and he's been around forever. Yeah, and a great worker, obviously, but still, he never does anything. Because it's a Noah. If he was in a normal company, he'd be like, he'd be a champion already.
Look at what Mochizuki Jr. Has done in Dragon Gate. Like he's a former champion. He has been involved in a lot of stories. He is like one of the leading wrestlers in the company, just on a work rate level. Not in the. Of course, he isn't a like very protected guy. He loses all the time, but he's still like a focal point of the shows. Like a lot of he's almost a draw for me sometimes. Like a lot of the matches he's involved in get like a bigger status because he is in it. And I don't think you can say that if you're watching no one about these two.
Well, obviously not, but they haven't had the opportunity either. Like if like Fujimura was at Dragon Gate, he would get much more of a chance to be somebody. Yeah, Ozawa would definitely get a chance with his size. Like he would be up there with, you know, like I don't want to say a super prospect, but I really like him though. I think he's got a great future if they get behind him.
I thought this all wrestlers in this match looked good. Like it was a good match.
And they built it more around Ozawa on the Noah team, especially by the end when he was squaring off with Shimizu, which I thought he did a great job selling for him. Obviously, Shimizu did a great job. He's on a roll right now. And I'd love to see that as some kind of challenge match. Shimizu versus Ozawa in a match. And I think Fujimura would do good. I mean, I always say it. I wish Noah would work with DDT, the company, their own sister company, which they never do. But if they work a lot more with DG. And if they're going to do that, I would love to see some kind of talent swap. You know, somebody maybe who's got some decent size, maybe a little bit stale. Like, I don't know who that would be right now, but like somebody like that. I mean, we've seen Mochizuki be in Noah plenty of times. But take somebody from DG that's you don't have plans for and swap him with Fujimura for a year and see how they grow in their environments. Because I think Fujimura would get a chance to do. We would see more of him than we see in Noah.
Yeah.
I think the only one that would have any chance in Noah would be Kato. And that's because he's, his hands.
Yeah.
He has the looks.
Talking about who?
If the rookies from Dragon Gate were placed into Noah, Kato would Yoshiki Kato would definitely be the one that.
Oh yeah,
maybe get something.
Well, it doesn't even have to be a rookie. It could just be a stale veteran, like somebody who you're not doing anything with. Let maybe see if you can pump some energy in Yamato. I mean, he's not in a faction right now. Send him to Noah for a little while. Let him be a junior champion, and I mean anybody could be better than Hayata. So even no matter how down we may be on Yamato, there's no way that would be a substantial improvement.
Guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but at the start of this year, Casey was the GHC Junior Tag Team Champion.
I remember. It was brief, but it happened.
It's really funny that I that's not something I think about because that's so long ago. It feels like such a long time ago, but it was just at the start of the year.
It was utterly meaningless considering how they booked the titles. But he's another one. He's probably not he doesn't have a great outlook for the rest of the year. I would say in terms of wins and losses and things like that. Send him to Noah. Let him be the junior champion, and give him 6 months, and send Fujimura over to team with Vibes for a little while.
I think Casey will have a good run in the King.
Nobody gets anything out of this because Noah doesn't care, and
that's a good point. That's the ultimate problem. Is that it doesn't matter because they don't care. So you're totally right on that.
Out of Fujimura, I mean, it would be good for Fujimura. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see any benefit for anybody.
I think the problem is that they are the way it works in Japan. Even if Dragon Gate's a better company, that we think, the general public working with Noah is a favor to DG in the eyes of many, many people that cover wrestling. Even if it's not necessarily perfectly accurate, to the fans and to a lot of people, that they will always see New Japan Noah and All Japan on a certain level that DG and DDT can never get to. Even when they're the greatest, at their top. So if you look at it like that, that would make sense to do it that way.
Yeah,
sure. And that's why Yoshioka's going over there, right now for the N1. That is going to be a great test for him. And they're kind of doing what I said just with him in the tournament, pretty much, where he's got his title challenge. We don't know if he's going to be doing anything major for the next couple of months. Send him to Noah. There's no reason Noah can't do the same. I mean, it doesn't have to be Fujimura. He's just a young guy. I think would benefit from it.
Yeah.
Also, you said he should team with Vibes. I second that, so UT doesn't have to lose.
Yeah, that would help if they're gonna. Hey, UT getting the win over Hyo, that could be something that you could go with. But there's a lot of juniors that would benefit from going to Dragon Gate. It doesn't have to be Fujimura for the record, but it's just
then Let's move over to the main event, the Open the Twin Gate title match. This was made an Open the Twin Gate title match when Susumu and Kanda basically said on Twitter that they wanted to defend the titles on the show. They openly we want to defend. So Susumu, Mochizuki, and Yasushi Kanda, MK, the Open the Twin Gate champions, versus the 0-1 team of Masato Tanaka and Takuya Sugawara. 14 minutes and 14 seconds, and Yasushi Kanda got the win over Sugawara with the Candy Magic. Second successful defense for the MK duo, the original duo. What do you think about this match, Dylan? Because I thought this was good, but nothing special.
No, it definitely wasn't special to me. I thought that, it's a weird matchup on paper because Tanaka is bigger than the Dragon Gate guys to the point of.
Tanaka and Susumu was really good in this match. Like they,
Well,
as a pair.
Susumu, it doesn't matter who size he faces. Susumu would be great against anybody, and be able to be legit and awesome as he always is. Sugawara, I mean, that's a, I don't know how many people know this, but when I first started watching Japanese wrestling, they were kind of the men's company I gravitated towards. It was 0-1. I mean, we're talking about like 2011. Sekimoto was the champion. Him and Hidaka. Hidaka reference getting a lot on the show, which I appreciate very much. On there, they did some good things. Sugawara has been here the whole time. He was far from my favorite ever in his career, I would say. And definitely at this point, he's definitely not somebody I enjoy watching in any fashion. But, you hope that maybe he could take some inspiration from Kanda, who sucked for many, many years and now is suddenly good. Although, this title reign, like, look at this Twin Gate reign. This is becoming a little bit of a prolific reign here. I think we all kind of figured that they might be in line to drop the titles at Kobe World, but now we've got 2 more defenses added on to this already winning the titles. Maybe they could spin this off for a little while longer.
Yeah. I mean,
I would be against it.
Sugawara and Tanaka. Man, Tanaka is old, and now you finally see it. So what I hear from you guys isn't surprising.
Yeah. Nothing to write home about this match. I thought the best match on the show by far was the D-Courage versus Michinoku Pro Team.
Yeah, I think that the show was good, like for a vibes type of show.
Yeah,
the
last Buyuden Zero was better, in my opinion.
What was on that?
That had Kenho and Shuji Kondo winning over Big Time in the main event, and it had Fujita Junior Hayato in the semifinal 6-man tag.
Yeah,
versus Mochizuki and.
Yeah, you're right. That one was better. I would say the first 3 matches are like fun. I actually like the second match like pretty good. The 4th match, like you said, was the best match on the show, the Musashi and D-Courage match. The Noah tag I thought was good stuff, like nothing super crazy, but a good match, like very much a fine match worth watching, and hopefully the young guys gain something from it. The main event I didn't really like that much, but it was okay. Like, it wasn't a terrible match or anything. It just didn't really vibe with me personally. But the first 3 matches were fun.
I have just one thing to add that Jay pointed out to me. On the first Buyuden Zero, all the DG guys lost, and here they won. So I think that makes it quite a bit better alone.
True. Yeah. Good point.
True. Good point. Anyways, the next Buyuden Zero will be on the 5th of October on a Thursday. So they are doing 3 Buyuden Zero volumes this year, which is cool. I mean I have fun with them.
I mean, they're small vibe shows, like up and down, and maybe we could get a good match on each show. Like we mentioned, they're not meant to be the Kobe World level or even any kind of big pay-per-view, but they're fun kind of alternative experiences where you get guys you wouldn't see in normal Dragon Gate, which is, I mean, I like shows like that. No matter what company it is, I think there's value in bringing in these outsiders that you probably won't get to see a lot of, and maybe one like on this show. I mean, just look at this show. Musashi impressed everybody on the last show. Obviously, everyone knew Hayato was awesome, but still, it was great to see him. So you get a guy that can stand out and shine big. I like these like shows.
So one last thing before we close the show, real quick, I just want to preview this because Yannik is going to it in a couple of hours. Ganbare Pro versus Sekigahara 2 from Tokyo Auto Ward Gymnasium, live on Wrestle Universe. I just want to run through the card. We will probably review it. We don't know when though, but I have been talking with Savvy about maybe reviewing it again, like we did with the last Ganbare Big Show. So the card is Munotatsu Nakamura versus Masahiro Takanashi, Yuri and Tomoka Inaba versus Takumi Iroha and Miyu Momono. That match is gonna rule. Riara versus Nagi Sayaka. Yoshihiko Hasegawa Yoppie versus Miyuki Takase. Keisuke Ishii, Shigehiro Ire, and Somo Takao versus Akito Shota and Shinshiro Tominaga. Spirit of Gambara World Tag Team titles, next challengers survival 4-way tag. So a normal contenders survival 4-way tag. Ken Oka and Kuma Arashi versus Hartley Jackson and Harakuse versus Minoru Fujita and Daiki Shimomura versus Tayoshi Okada and Yuki Kanasaki. Special singles match, Yumihito Imanari versus El Lindemann of GLEAT. Spirit of Gambara World Tag Team titles, Hikaru Sato and Tyson Magaguchi, the Hentai Punch Drinkers, I think their name is, if I remember correctly, versus Shinshiro Katsumura and Takuya Wada. Then in the main event, Spirit of Gambara World Openweight title, Mitsuki Watase versus Hisami Kodaka. Are you hyped for this show, Yannik?
Oh man, I mean, I was hyped yesterday because I knew it would be a good show. But man, I'm hyped for bad communication.
Yeah.
This is a dream come true. Not gonna lie, this is amazing. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hope you have a great time, and this card
Thank you.
should be really fun. This Sekigahara show should be really fun too. I'm looking forward to watching it. That's like I am probably going to be watching it live since it's in a couple of hours, so I'm hyped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
this
to
show-
go in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, this show top to bottom like is so cool. I can't wait to see a bunch of matches. Seeing Takase come in there is going to be a treat. And the 4-way or the tag match rather, or the Joshi match, like seeing Iroha and Momono. I mean, those are two of the best that you could see live. The Lindemann and Imanari, that could be something really good if Imanari shows up to match Lindemann. All Japan Junior Champion too coming in there. The tag match is going to be fantastic for my taste, and the main event, bringing in the old scars, Basara, getting a return to the Wrestle Universe family here, and in the main event, that should be a great match too. So, this whole card, top to bottom, looks so good.
Yep. You have a great time, Yannik. We
Thank you.
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun.
If you see me, if you want to see me, I'll have on a black Robert Dreisker shirt for Erie. You know.
Yeah.
It will be amazing. I'm so hyped.
If you want to see how Yannik looks, go and watch the Korakuen Hall show and from Dragon Gate, and you will see him smiling during the Takeshi Goshina match. But yeah, fun show today. I'm really happy we got Yannik on from Japan. Any last things you want to say before we?
Never more fitting than now. Go watch Gunpro.
Yeah, for sure. Dylan.
Everybody, check out the Eastern Lariat. We're doing the mid-year award show. That's coming up very soon. Probably in a couple days. It might already be out by the time you hear this, depending on when you listen. But lots of fun, lots of votes. We actually did double.
I have voted.
You both did, actually.
Yes.
Both Yannik and Sondre, and lots of other people. We actually did double the amount of votes we did last year for the mid-year awards, and actually a lot more than even the year-end awards last year too. So I'm very, very happy. I put a lot of work into it. So thank you for anybody who supported that, and thank you for supporting this show as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and very happy to have Yannik back, especially from Japan. It's super cool.
Yeah, for sure. Until next time, as always, be ready, wake up, and go watch GunPro. Bye.